let's continue with these models here. We'll talk about this area here. What you see in red is the liver. The large green sac right here is your gallbladder. The duct that leads directly from your gallbladder, so starting just about here and going down to this area, this is called your cystic duct. On the other side, the other duct that we have coming from the liver, so starting here and ending just here, is called the common hepatic duct. And when the cystic duct and the common hepatic duct meet and continue down, this is your bile duct. You'll see it starting up here, and you'll see it continue down in this area. While we're on this model, let's point out that this is the duodenum, part of the small intestine. This structure is pancreas. And then this gray structure on the side is your spleen. So that'll take care of the things you might need to know from this model. We're going to move on and talk about the stomach. First thing we need to know about is that there are 3 different regions of the stomach that you need to know. The first region is this area called the fundus. Then we move into the body of the stomach. And finally, the pyloric region of the stomach. There are 2 valves or sphincters that you need to know. The first one is the gastroesophageal sphincter, which is located here. And coming off the pyloric region of the stomach is the pyloric sphincter. Some of the external landmarks. This is called the lesser curvature. And then below is called the greater curvature. If you open up the stomach, you see all of the folds, the muscular folds that are inside, and these are called rugae. Okay. So that takes care of the stomach. I'm going to go back to this model just briefly, just to be able to show you some of the same structures from this model on this. Let me put it this way to orient you a little better. So again, the large green sac here is the gallbladder. Leading directly from the gallbladder is the cystic duct. On the other side, you'll find the common hepatic duct. And then again, when the common hepatic duct and the cystic duct meet, from this point down, it's called the bile duct. Okay. All right, we're going to move on to talking about the areas of the intestines, the small and large intestine, and a few of the structures that you need to know about along the way. So as we discussed in this model, coming from the stomach, the first area of the small intestine is the duodenum. If we want to remove everything on this model, we can see that the duodenum, again, is this first structure. Quickly put this back together. So now we're in the small intestine. First area is called the duodenum. The next area of the small intestine, if I just take my pointer and put it this way, the area is located on top would be called the jejunum. And the area below is the ileum. At the end of the ileum, we're going to transition from small intestine to large intestine. And we're going to do so through the ileocecal valve, which is on this model here. And on this model, it's located right here. That's the ileocecal valve. So now we're inside of the large intestine. So the first area you need to know about, or chamber, is called the cecum, which on this model is right here. And on this model is here. And while we're over on this model, I'll point out that this green structure that sticks down is your appendix. So now let's follow the path of the large intestine, or the colon. So the first part that we have is called the ascending colon. The ascending colon, you'll see that you have your right colic flexure, which is this curve, and the right colic flexure is also known as the hepatic flexure. So just remember that your liver is on this side, right where this would be, right behind it. So this is your hepatic or your right colic flexure. From there, we proceed to the transverse colon, which runs the length this way, side to side. The next turn that we make is called the left colic flexure, also known as the splenic flexure. Just keep in mind that your spleen would be right over here in your body. So left colic flexure or splenic flexure, which leads to your descending colon. I'm actually transition to the next model over here. So once you get past your descending colon, or as you transition down, you go to this area, which is called your sigmoid colon. It's a series of turns here. On the large intestine or colon, there are two things that you need to know about. The first thing you'll see that there is, on this, both of the models are these white lines. Another white line that leads around this colon. That's called your Teniae coli, spelled T-E-N-I-A-E, Teniae, and the second word is coli, C-O-L-I. And the next thing you need to know about are the texture or the folds or the bumps in the large intestine, and these are called haustrum. I think that wraps up our models.
No.
So down here we have the
rectum.
The rectum, right? So from your sigmoid colon, it transitions to the rectum. Yep, and we can go back and show the pancreas on this model too. So again, here is your duodenum. We'll compare the two models just so you can see the differences or the similarities. So again, your duodenum is this curved area. On this model, it's here. And then you'll see your pancreas on this model again. And on this model, it will be right here, is your pancreas.